Hello, Tristan Turns Pages fans. It's Tristan here again on location at a very special place where I grew up. Not a forest per se, but when I introduce my next guest, you'll have the full picture. She is my mom. How's it going, Mom?
Hello, doing well.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. I've prepared a series of questions for my first guest of the season to help us get to know her a little bit better as a reader and maybe dive into some of her reading history. So, first question is just simply, who are you as a reader? What do you like to read? Your genres, authors?
Well, thanks, Tristan. I am kind of all over the place as a reader. I like a huge variety of books. I like to read historical fiction. I like more contemporary fiction, but I also like mysteries, and I like to change things up a little bit. I don't read a whole lot of nonfiction. A little bit, but not a
Surprising.
Yeah, so you asked about favorite authors, and just a couple of books come to mind when I think about my favorites.
Please share.
One is The Covenant of Water by Abraham Verghese. Is that how you say his name?
I think so.
Really great book. I love all the different storylines in that. I also really enjoyed The Frozen River by Ariel Lawhon. That was a good one that I read recently for a book club that I'm a part of.
Wow, did you catch her at our local library? I saw she made an appearance.
No, I wish I had seen that. That would have been great. And then the other one that I just really was thinking of is The Lincoln Highway. I really enjoyed by Amar Towles. Was an excellent book with a lot of neat storylines within it. So I think those are actually pretty much all historical fiction. So I guess I do kind of have a leaning that way. If I had a favorite.
Wow, that makes sense from what I saw you reading as a kid growing up, again here at your house. Second question is a little more current. What are you currently reading?
So a book that I'm reading right now is called My Friends by Frederick Bachman. It is a book I was really looking forward to reading because I loved A Man Called Ove by him. Read that several years ago, but I have to say I'm kind of disappointed. So I'm kind of just trying to get through it. It's not.
Wow.
Yeah, not what I thought it was. I don't know. It's just not the book for me, But I do think as a reader, so much goes into what you think about the books, like. What's going through your head at the time. Sometimes I listen to audiobooks, and that definitely puts a slant on it. So,
wow.
But just right now, I'm not so much enjoying that book. But I usually also have an audiobook that I'm reading at the same time. So right now, or listening to, right now I'm listening to Black Angels by Maria Smelios, which is a book that I'm reading for book club. It is a nonfiction. I told you I didn't read a lot of nonfiction.
Wow.
But it is about the African American nurses that kind of led the way to the cure for tuberculosis. So it's pretty interesting.
Sort of like Hidden Figures.
Yes, a lot like that. Yes.
Well, I must say, I'm surprised to hear all that, especially since I'm on a long hold for My Friends. Maybe I'll be canceling that one. But let's dive into some of your Goodreads history. We'll be able to drop your link to have lots of people friend you on Goodreads in the description. I saw you recently read Liz Moore's God of the Woods. A lot of people have long lists of holds at the libraries. You think it was worth the hype?
Is that one you're waiting for?
Oh yeah. Big time.
I did enjoy it. I actually looked back at my Goodreads when you mentioned that to me and saw that I rated it 5 stars. Looking back, maybe I might rate it 4 stars because I did really enjoy it. But I feel like those 5-star books are the books that stand out in your memory and you're still thinking of even when it's a couple years later. And for me, that book really isn't quite that, but I did very much enjoy the storyline because it's got some mystery and suspense, but I don't know, it kind of encapsulates several different genres in there, so it was a
Wow.
good book.
Well, that's a pretty good review, I must say. Speaking of good reviews, you had multiple books by Barbara Kingsolver listed in your high ratings on Goodreads. What do you like about her as an author, and any recommendations for my loyal listeners?
I do, for the most part, enjoy her. I really loved several years ago reading the Poisonwood Bible and really enjoyed that one. However, it is definitely, I would call it a thinking book that you need to have time to really think about the characters and the plot and really let yourself get into. It's not like a beach read where you're kind of distracted and, then you're probably not going to get into that book. But I really enjoyed that. And then also Demon Copperhead by her, really enjoyed. And kind of thinking back to it, I guess I feel like she writes really well kind of the plight of the downtrodden in her books, but she's also written a few that I did not enjoy at all, like I think it was called Unsheltered.
Oh no, tell us about that.
Well, I don't remember a lot about it. I'm going to lead into your next question. You want to ask your next question?
I will. You can tell we're part of the same family, reading each other's minds. But I saw that you were generally a pretty generous rater of your reading on Goodreads, but you had a few 2-star ratings in the past several years, including the one you're alluding to by Barbara Kingsolver. Any books you would recommend us to stay away from as readers?
So I was going to say it's kind of interesting that you think I'm a high rater, because I feel like I reserve my 5-star ratings for books that I really, really, really loved. And like I said earlier, kind of stood out in my brain years later that you're still thinking about it, still mulling it over. And haven't had a whole lot of those. I've had a lot of 4-star ratings, I'd say. But lower rating books, I just don't finish them. So if I really hate a book, it's not on my Goodreads.
Ah, I see. You don't finish. So a lot of good readers will have a whole separate ranking or grouping system for the did not finish, the DNFs, if you will.
Yeah, I haven't had much luck figuring that out on Goodreads. It's a little complicated, I think. But anyway, that one Barbara Kingsolver book, Unsheltered, was definitely. I did finish it, but it was a 2-star. But I don't have a lot of 2-stars because I generally don't finish them. But some that I tried recently and also just didn't live up to the hype or didn't enjoy. One was The Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. She writes like suspenseful stuff. But this was about a boy that got abducted, and I just felt in the beginning it dwelled way too long on that, and I was kind of like, okay, let's get to it. Are we ever going to get to the rest of the story? And then, let's see. Like I said, a lot of them I just don't finish if it's just not clicking for me. I tried to listen to a Brooke Shields memoir, and that just wasn't clicking, didn't finish it.
Wow, is that the How to Age or something like that?
I think
Never Allowed to Grow Old?
Yes. Yep.
Wow. Sorry, Brooke Shields, if you're listening to this.
I do like a lot of memoirs, too, especially to listen to as audiobooks.
Well, Mom, thanks for joining us. I think we've got a great sense of who you are as a reader. Hope to have you on again. Any final thoughts for our listeners?
Just thanks so much for having me on, and good luck with your Tristan Tube channel. Is that what you're calling it?
Yep. Keep turning pages, everyone. Bye.